Hello Exiles, welcome to my first build of the Ultimatum League. So I actually wanted to wait a week before starting, putting videos because I wanted to just explore the league. I know that you guys are also just progressing through your atlas, maybe just leveled your character if you are working or stuff like that. So yeah, we just need some time to start making builds. So right now it's been a week. So if you maybe farm some decent currency on your character, you can just start playing this build. This is a cheap build actually, but you probably need with the current prices maybe like 5 or 10 exalt, alright? Because that's what I used. You can obviously spend more because I didn't spend that much. I just want to play this build as soon as possible, start mapping with this build because the mapping is just insane. It is ridiculous, it is just simply broken. This is a very fast mapping character. Maybe you can just maximize your DPS somehow. You can still kill bosses. I killed some guardians. There will be some clips in the background. But this is mostly for mapping right now. Because I also picked Heirophant. Let's take a look at Heirophant. Because I wanted this character to be fast, tanky, and also a lot of AoE, so I can just one-shot everything on screen, something like that. So let's just first explain what the build is, how it is possible, what are we using. So we are using the new Atziri's rule stuff. I think it's a drop from Uber Atziri, as far as I know. So it's a boss drop, because most people don't even know this exists right now. I believe it is like 30-40 chaos, very cheap. You don't even need to 6-link it. Just buy it when because it is very cheap right now. Just buy it, alright. Use jeweler orbs, make it 6 socket, and that's it. It's a very cheap budget weapon, let's say, and this is all you need because this gives the skills that yeah, we are dealing the damage. So let's explore this stuff. Let's see what's going on. So grants level 20 Queen's Demand skill. So what is this? So this is a skill that you will get on your skill bar, and this is the only thing that you need. The other stuff that you see, trigger level 20 Flames of Judgment, trigger level 20 Storms of Judgment, you don't see those on your skill bar. You don't press those. You just press that Queen's Demand. So Queen's Demand is a 1-second cast time skill with 64 mana. Actually my mana cost is very lower, but mana cost is not an issue because this is a mind over matter build. We have a lot of mana. So if you scale cast time, you are gonna cast these skills faster actually. My cast time is right now 0.69 Lemao 69. I didn't even notice that before. So yeah, you can just lower that cast time, but there is actually a cooldown on those other skills that are the damage dealers. They have 1.5 second cooldown. So if you just scale cast speed a lot, it won't make any sense because you cannot trigger those skills. But you can obviously lower the cooldown by using cooldown reduction belt and the boots. So that's also what I am using. So right now, my judgment, what are those skills? Flames of Judgment, Storm of Judgment. Those skills right now have 1.18, 1.18 second. So let's say 1.2. It is normally 1.5, so like 1.3 second lower cooldown. So yeah, it obviously helped, especially at boss fights, because you just want to spam all the time so you can kill the boss faster. But cooldown reduction I think is not that important while mapping, so maybe you can just skip at least one of those pieces if they are expensive, or maybe you have a better item in your mind, so you can use another belt or a boot, alright? After that, obviously we want to support these skills, because one skill is fire, one skill is lightning. You actually have to scale both of them. So I actually tested lots of support gems. Maybe I'll just put that clip right now, but I'm not sure. Most stuff obviously don't work on these skills, like spell echo, spell cascade, Trinity support maybe, but it is not working because this skill is probably missing cold damage. Maybe that's why. Maybe that even doesn't make any sense, I'm not sure. So I tested lots of stuff, some of the gems don't even work. But here is the best combination that I could find, but maybe you can do a better job. Again, I'm telling you, feel free to improve this build. The gems that I'm using, the must, let's say, less duration support. I will just also put a clip. If you are not using this skill with less duration, your clear speed, DPS, everything will be very, very way worse compared to this. because both Flame Blast, what's that? Flames of Judgment is actually a Flame Blast, you know that skill. Storm of Judgment is actually a Storm Cold skill. Those are just the fancy names that Atziri uses, alright? So these both skills actually scales with duration. So if you put less duration, they will be faster, so you can do more DPS, kill faster, alright? So less duration is a must for this build. Because this is a spell build, control destruction, elemental focus, because we don't need any ailments. This is not a cold build, obviously. Inspiration support, that also works, because also I am actually using very minimum amount of mana, only like 25 cost. So you can just use that inspiration buff a lot, you know. The time is very, I couldn't talk, I'm not sure, because it needs like 80, what is that, 800 mana, alright, because we are using 25 mana. It is a very long time to be before that consumes that inspiration charges. You get the idea. What's that? Increased area of effect. Oh, that's very good while mapping. You can actually map with concentrated effect all the time. I actually did that by mistake, but the clear speed is still fine, but obviously there's a huge difference. So maybe if you are struggling with DPS, if your gems aren't leveled enough, feel free to go with concentrated effect all the time. But in the end, maybe you want increased area while mapping and just switch it with concentrated effect at very big bosses. But again, maybe this build is not very good for boss killing, not with Heirophant at least. So you can just focus on mapping with this build. And finally, elemental penetration. Maybe this is a little hard to get right now, but there's actually a vendor recipe, so you can just check that and do that. It requires replica bitter dream, I believe. So yeah, you can just craft this gem on your own if it is expensive, or just use something else right now. But this is probably better because we need penetration, because the skills, one of the skill is fire, the other one is lightning. This is probably one of the best gems to scale some boss DPS, elite DPS, you know. So yeah, these are the gems that I could find the best, you know. But yeah, feel free to change, maybe use something else. Yeah, this is pretty much it. I will just explain the rest in the game. So yeah, because it will be faster. Alright, I'm gonna explain the rest in game because it will be way faster. I don't want this video to be long. So, the most important stuff is, again, I'm telling you, I just explained the gem, so I'm not gonna talk about the tough gems, you know. But again, you can just do something like this if you want better DPS or clear, whatever you want. But the AoE is actually has a very big difference, as you can see. This is with increased area right now. This is with concentrated effect. So there's a huge difference actually, but you can just play like this if you struggle with some maybe DPS. But I did tier 15, 16s, they are all in the video obviously. The DPS is enough, because I didn't spend that much actually. This is a cheap build. So yeah, don't forget this. So let's explain the other items. So helmet, nothing special, just some bad helmet, just life, resist, that's it. I didn't even get anything. So in the end, maybe you can get an influence helmet with maybe shaper influence, maybe nearby enemies have take increased damage, maybe something like that. Maybe crit multiplier from Warlord. So eventually you can get something better. If you have anything else in your mind, maybe some unique. But I don't recommend you to get a helmet, a unique helmet, because it is a little hard to cap resistances. Actually, my 2 jewels, I actually have more jewels, but yeah, 2 of my jewels have some resistances. That's how I could cap my resistances actually. So yeah, a rare helmet maybe is a better option. Because this is a mind over matter build, this is mostly a mapping build. I don't want to die, I want this build to be tanky. That's why I am stacking some mana and mana items. Block of Defiance, this is right now 50 or 60 chaos. You don't need this 6 link, this is what I had, alright. I am not even using the gems, as you can see. I still have some missing gems, so feel free to use something, more stuff, more gems. I couldn't think more, alright. This is what I came up with. You don't even need a 6 link one. The chest is like 50 or 60 chaos, alright, very cheap. I'm just using Arcanist Brand, Wave of Conviction, and Combustion for some extra boss DPS. Right now, it deals, where's that? Wave of Conviction deals fire exposure, Exposure applies 15% minus elemental resistances. I also put combustion. So this is just boosting that fire, where that Flame of Judgment. Because this is the only fire skill that we have, the other one is lightning. So this just boosts the DPS of that flame blast a little more. So yeah, just for some extra boss DPS. What's that? Amulet. Atziri is foible. So again, another good mana stack item. A lot of mana regeneration. Also, it has items and gems have 25% reduced attribute requirement. That's how you can just get away easily with some lower dexterity. Maybe you need more dexterity if you are missing, because the chest itself needs some decent dexterity. You can see that I don't have that dexterity, but thanks to this amulet you can just use that. But I had to put a dexterity jewel here, so make sure you also figure that out. Alright. I also anointed this with light ether. That is very cheap. That is just to get some inner shield leech. So I just wanted to sustain my life, inner shield, alright? I don't want to die, alright? That's why I anointed this. You can just put something else if you want more DPS. Yeah, this is just to have some inner shield leech, actually. Essence Worm, because this is a mind over matter build, we don't want to reserve our mana. That's why Essence Worm is a perfect choice. I'm using Zealotry because it gives spell crit chance and more spell damage. Because we are using two separate spells that have different elements, this is probably your best aura option. Malakai's Artifice, I'm not sure. Do you need this? Probably not. I just wanted to push my boss DPS, that's why. Here's why I am using this. This actually does nothing while mapping, so feel free to use something else if you mainly want to do maps. Again, I'm telling you, this version, cheap Heirophant, alright, doesn't have that much boss DPS, but still can kill Guardians, those kind of bosses. But it will take some time, alright. This is not the perfect boss killer with this version that I made right now. But this is a very good mapping character. This is just to get some resistance penetration. So first take a look at what's going on with Elemental Equilibrium. Enemies you hit with elemental damage temporarily gets what's that, plus 25 resistances to those elements and minus 50 resistance to other elements. So because we are using two separate skills, one is fire, one is lightning, these are the skills that we are using, alright. If we hit something with cold damage, that monster will get minus 50 both lightning and fire resistances. So this means that we can just boost both of the skills DPS a lot by using this ring. I'm just using Ice Trap because there are not much what's that, green gems, because yeah, you can probably use blue gem with some cold damage action, because I needed cold resistances, that's why I am using this. So make sure you are using a what's that, cold skill, alright. You just need to deal cold damage, but that should be the only damage type that this skill here deals. As you can see, my Ice Trap only has cold damage, so make sure it doesn't have any lightning or fire damage. Do not put any of those damage types on your items. Something like spell, what's that, fire damage to spells, lightning damage to spells. Do not get that, because if you do that, this skill will also have that, so that means that it will just mess your elemental equilibrium. But again, this is just for some extra boss DPS. You can just skip this skill. Yeah, not the skill, the ring itself. So you can just use something like maybe a cerulean ring for more mana, life, resist, those kind of stuff, or maybe even use a unique helmet if you just figure those resistances from your ring. So yeah, make sure you figure that helmet and ring depending on what you want. But this is the setup I made because I wanted some extra boss DPS. Glows. Obviously people are corrupting these, so there could be more implicit, but most of these stuff are useless. The only important thing here is elemental weakness curse. This is right now 1 exalted, maybe it will be cheaper later, I'm not sure, but this is a cheap way to get some curse. Cast speed also helps, you can also get that, but it is not important that much. Elemental weakness is my curse choice because it lowers the resistances of the enemy by, you know, some, where is that, can we check this? I'm not sure. I'll just put the gems all on the screen, alright, because I'm not sure how much resistances it lowers, because yeah, it is not here. I'll just put it on the screen. So it just lowers all resistances of the monster, because we are playing with both fire and lightning skill. That's why we need all kind of penetration. So elemental weakness is your best first option probably. This clause also provides life and resistances, so perfect. I'm using lightning warp for mobility just for some extra fun, because flame dash I'm not really fond of, you know. As you can see, the lightning warp is right now very fast, so this is enough for me. You can just maybe use dash or flame dash. So lightning warp, less duration because you need to lower the duration. This is like storm code actually, it's the same mechanic. You need a lower duration so you can teleport faster. Faster casting, Spirit Affliction to even reduce the duration more. Belt and boots. So these are the cooldown items. Again, where's that? I have right now 1.18 second cooldown. If we don't use this, it's gonna be 1.5. So if you want more boss DPS or maybe while mapping, it can also help obviously. Just try to get some cooldown recovery. So one piece provided 0.2. If I also equip a boot, it's gonna be 1.18. So yeah, if you struggle with maybe resistances, those kind of stuff, because if you put resistances on cooldown items, they can be expensive. Let's take a look at the belt first. Just some life, mana, cooldown, and spell damage. That's it. You can maybe skip spell damage and put resistances. It can be maybe cheaper, but yeah, that's it. You just want cooldown on these pieces. Again, these are similar pieces. Life, resist, mana if you can. That's it. Yeah, alright. Yeah. For boots, obviously you also want some decent movement speed. Is there anything else? No. Yeah, that's it. Actually, this enchant is wrong. I didn't get anything good. You should probably get a leech once you kill, but I'm not sure if it still works like that. I'll just put it on the screen if I can find it. So yeah, maybe you can get leech enchant if that works. Because this is mainly a mapping character. Maybe attack and cast speed or something else. I'm not sure, because we are stun immune. We don't need that. Yeah. But this enchant isn't that good. Try to get another enchant if you want, maybe regenerate, or maybe mana regeneration. That can also be good because we are mind over matter build. So yeah, just get a better boots enchant. Flasks, Quicksilver, because I want to map faster. We need movement speed, so we can run faster. So make sure you put movement speed on this, adrenaline mode, and maybe duration, charge recovery, whatever you can get as a prefix. It doesn't matter that much, but this is what I use right now. Because it's a crit build, Diamond Flask with Curse immunity. It can also be Freeze immunity, it doesn't matter. Alright, just get Curse or Freeze immunity. Eternal Mana Flask. So first of all, you want Enduring mode. So your flask, where's that button? 3. So as you can see, my flask is up all the time thanks to Enduring mode. If you don't get that, you won't have that ongoing effect. Because I'm actually right now on full mana. That's why you need Enduring, so you can get that effect all the time. After that, just put Freeze or Curse, whatever you are missing. The other one is on Diamond Flask. Cinder Swallow, this is one of the expensive pieces. Right now 1.5 Exile, 2 Exile, something like that. That's why you need probably 5, 10 Exile to play this build properly. Because we are using life, inner shield, mana, everything at once. This is a perfect flask for mapping. It recovers everything once you kill a monster. Also, we are dealing, what is that? 10% increased damage to ignited enemies. Because we have Arcanist Brand with Wave of Combustion and Combustion, this actually ignites the enemies, so we can also get that extra damage. And that's it. Onslaught also provides attack speed, cast speed, and movement speed. So this is a perfect flask for mapping, mostly, but we are also getting some DPS, obviously. The craft that I'm using is actually wrong. That's the cheapest one I could find right now. Yeah. Finally, Life Flask. Just some bleed action. Make sure you have bleed removal. Eternal Life Flask or maybe a Divine Life Flask. Just pick whatever you want. If you are immune to bleed, you can maybe use Blood of Career if you want. So yeah, these are all that I am using. Finally, talent tree, and yeah, that's probably it. So we are just getting elemental damage, area of effect. We just want a lot of area. All right, spell damage, elemental damage, life note. For jewels, you can just get some crit multiplier. Resistances are important because we are playing with fire and lightning skill together. You can just get crit multiplier for spells, elemental skills. What else? Fire and lightning is actually worse because right now this jewel doesn't work for the storm skill because this is crit multiplier for fire only. So actually your best bet is elemental and spell crit multiplier. Some mana and arcane surge. Maybe you can skip this part, I'm not really sure because I didn't know where to spend my points actually. This is just to get some extra mana, arcane surge effect, those kind of stuff. Life, spell crit. Another jewel, this is actually very bad, I didn't even bother, buying something. Life and resist, alright. You can just get another one with crit multiplier, resist, those kind of stuff. Stuff notes here, crit chance, block, crit multiplier. I actually forgot to refund this, we don't need this. Let's just get another life. Because Cloak of Divines already provides Mind Over Matter. What else? Life, regeneration. Another jewel, crit multiply for spells, life, and dexterity. Because we need a little dexterity to equip our Cloak of Defiance. Fire damage, fire resist, very important. Lightning damage, lightning resist. Crit, area of effect, area damage. More mana and block, because this is a mana build. We need Mind Over Matter, so yeah, we need better mana. This also provides some DPS, actually. Some more stuff here. Block, spell damage, those kind of stuff, just for some extra defense. Mana regeneration, because it's a minor matter build. Life. For Butcher's Eye, because we are using Zilotary, I just picked Critical Strike Penetrate, 10%. Enemy elemental resistances, and that's it, nothing special. You can maybe use something else if you have anything in your mind. I'm gonna explain this in a second. More spell damage and area. We just want area, alright, this is a mapping character, mostly. Life, inner shield, crit multiplier. Just additional crit. Some dexterity here actually, so this is a good way to get some extra dexterity. Life, and yes, speed dex. So finally, Corrupted Soul. This is a little luxury upgrade. You don't need this to play the build because right now this is technically still a league start. This is like 2.5 exalted, so you don't need this. The only thing about this is, as you can see, I have right now 3k inner shield. If I take this out, it's gonna be 2k. So you just get some extra inner shield. That's the main purpose. But there's that. 15% max life as extra inner shield. Also 50% non-cast damage bypasses energy shield. So if you get hit by something, you just normally you first get what's that? Damage first get blocked from your inner shield. If your inner shield gets depleted, your life will start to get damaged, whatever. But if you use this, if you take some damage, your inner shield and life both will get affected by it. So if we are also using a Sinner Swallow Flask, obviously. So this helps a lot actually once you have some good recover. So this is just for some extra survivability and extra inner shield. So this is something that you need to buy at last. So a Glorious Vanity with Toriani Commander, alright? Because there is actually 2 more commanders. Do not get those, you just want Toriani. The numbers doesn't matter because we are not getting anything. As you can see, the notables are actually different because they are not actually like this normally. So for example, this melding here, life, inner shield, is now something else, cold damage, convert, whatever. So everything is different. So in the end, the numbers aren't important. So just get that Glorious Vanity, Doriani if you want some extra defense, and that's it. So finally, Pantheons, they are not that important as you already know. I am just using Lunaries for some physical mitigation and movement speed for each nearby enemy. So I can be, tankier and faster while mapping. Avoid projectile, dodge, attack, blah blah blah. Avoid chain doesn't matter because we don't have any minions or totems, so maybe you can skip that upgrade. If you think these are better, just go for them. Aberrat, if you want to be immune to Burning Ground, that's also nice. Or you can also use a Soul of Shakari with upgrade, so you have less duration of poisons on you. Because it is hard to, get chaos resistances in this game, so this can also be a good minor Pantheon choice. So thanks for watching. More guides will obviously come in the future days, weeks, or whatever. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe and join my Discord so you don't miss any news. Because these kind of builds, before I publish, I just mention what I'm doing, so you can just buy it for cheaper. Because sometimes the videos got more than 10k views or whatever. So some pieces are gonna be more expensive once after you watch the video. So being in my Discord and following me is very important if you want to spend less, obviously. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.